How much money did you make with a week later?
Yeah.
How much money did you make?
19,096.
Guys, a week before, in the grass, frustrated, fucked off with life.
Yeah.
And because we energetically changed. And guess what? Energy loves boss bitches.
And do you know, Kirsty, like I have been given so much feedback in the world that is not true. People are always telling me that I'm smart enough. Like when I started to write the practical stuff, it was like, oh, went to uni, got high distinctions all the way through. Won all the awards in a business coaching group that I was in, got the highest ROI in the group. What the fuck am I doing?
Where is Nicky going at the end of this year? Where do we see Nicky ending up in December this year? Where is she? What is she doing? How many people has she got in a container? Go. Hello and welcome to another episode of Spill the Tea with Kirsty and Bo. Kirsty, Bo has gone, and I have the beautiful Nicky here, and this is going to be insane. Welcome to Bali, Nicky.
Thank you so much. This is super surreal. Can I say, like, I literally just got off a plane, got in a car, drove here, and now I'm in the seat. Like,
That's 100%
love this,
right.
love it.
Now, we're going to get into a whole lot of things today, but
Yep.
who is Nicky?
Oh, God, I didn't know you were going to ask me that. I was ready for all the other stuff. Okay, who is Nicky? Well, fabulous Nitro Nicky is someone who has gone through the world with a lot of energy and not really realizing the importance of that and the impact that I have on the world. And so obviously my business is how to go from warrior to warrior, which is all the overthinking and stressing, which is ideally the exact process that I go through every time I do this. So
This is why you're so phenomenal.
This is why, because I lean in and I do the work and, I'm sharing the work with the people that I'm working with. I never share from the pedestal. I always share from the trenches.
Yes.
But yeah, essentially, I'm pretty fabulous.
You are pretty fabulous. And I have to say, like, you are one of the most realist coaches in the space.
Yep.
And I really want you to lean into that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm going to cry. Like,
Ditto. I'm already
happened.
in tears. So I just said, will there be tears?
Yeah.
Well, we're 3 minutes in.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think, as being your coach and watching you go through all of the transitions, from the moment you came into We Breathe Success, you came from doing a 21-day challenge,
Yep.
and I knew you from another coaching container.
Yep.
And the crazy thing is, we've already done a podcast before on here, but the crazy thing is, like, when I knew you in that other coaching container, I just thought you were fabulous.
Yeah.
Like, I loved your energy. I loved who you were. I loved how you showed up. You were big, bold, and I suppose, like, for me, looking at you, all the fun stuff I wasn't. And that's how I seen
right.
you.
Yeah.
That's how
So
I seen you.
reflected it back.
Yes.
Yeah,
and so I seen you as like this, full of energy, very out there. And I wasn't that. But, I was very strong and confident and very boss in my own way. But I'm not an extrovert. And so I used to look at you like, wow, this is amazing.
That is so funny because, the cover of my podcast is mimicked off of one of your photos that I saw when I was like, fuck, if that bitch is doing it, I can do it. It's so funny how we've bounced off each other.
100%.
And like recently realized how much we've been in each other's world, not knowing it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that was mind blowing on its own, just in that. And then so you did the 21-day challenge, and then you came into We Breathe Success, and you came in such a shell of yourself.
100%. Like when I look back on the flight here, I was thinking about the last podcast even.
Yep.
Kirsty, like every time you see me, I'm a different person. Like I go so fast when I do this work, and I think that's sometimes what holds me back. I go, oh, is there something wrong with me? Like I should be kind of going at the pace that everybody else is going at. It's like, nah.
No, you are a super speed. You are very, very quick to shed the skin.
Yeah.
And I think one of the reasons why you get through things so fast is because, for one, you are so coachable. And for someone who's in this industry and who's been in this industry for a long time, you listen to the advice and you do the thing. And that's probably the biggest thing. And everyone got to witness that firsthand the other day. They've witnessed it a lot. And we're going to go into exactly what happened a week ago. But people have watched you go through so many different transitions. And people are inspired by you in the group, you know, and this is what this is all about. And they're inspired because you are a person who will get up and be on Zoom and cry and fall apart, and everyone's crying and falling apart with you.
Me.
Yeah, with you.
And like, chat box is going bonkers. I'm like,
that's right. And loving you and giving you this, you know, safe space to be who you are. And so for context for everyone, last week, Nicky was in my group. We were on Zoom. It was on a Tuesday, and she was like, I'll start. And she goes, I don't want to be here.
I don't want to be here. I hate the world. Fucking, there was some swearing.
Yeah. And, you know, and she was like, I'm sick to death on going on these roundabout patterns all the time. Like, and the number one thing, and I think everyone can relate with this, is I should be further. That's something that happens.
I was crushed.
Yeah.
I was so pissed off. I wasn't crushed in an emotionally sad way. I was fucking mad.
You were pissed off.
Yeah, I was mad.
Yeah.
And for the context of that, I want to share, like, it was because one of the clients that I've worked with for a long time came to me to get answers that she was paying another business coach for. So she's paying someone else a lot more money than she paid me. A lot more, right?
Yep.
A lot. It's like Dumb and Dumber.
Yep.
But it hit me that that's not her problem. That's my fucking problem. Like when I brought her on, I tried to squeeze into her income. What could she afford? Not what were my prices.
Yes.
And also just dimming my value. So I was fucking mad at the whole world. When you're mad at the whole world, it's because you're mad at yourself.
Yes.
And that's why I showed up, because I was like, oh my God. And also, I just really want to say, when I built this business the first time around, because you saw me in the in-between, right? First time round, I built it behind a lot of pride, and I wouldn't share.
Yes.
I wouldn't say that I was in trouble. I would hide away. And so this time round, it's like, well, I was attracted to you and Bo because you are so vulnerable and you tell the truth. And I was like, oh my God, I've made those mistakes too. They're the people I can trust. So now I have to commit to that. So that's why I show up on the call with whatever. It's funny though, because you think it's going to minimize you, but it doesn't. Everybody's just like, fucking go girl, you know.
It doesn't, not only doesn't minimize you, it makes you human.
Yeah.
And in a world that
it took me a while to learn that.
Yeah.
I was human.
And I think in a world, especially now, that is so not human, that everything is fake.
Yeah.
Everything is AI. Everyone's doing the same copy and paste stuff. Everyone's using the, you know, like the other day I said, like, stop using the dot, and the lines.
I was like, I love the 3 dots.
And I was like, I know you do, but now it's people see it and they think AI.
Yeah.
They don't, even if you wrote the goddamn 3 dots now, no one sees that like you did that.
Correct.
It's been changed.
100%.
You know, so you have to, you know, get out of your own way and not fucking use the 3 dots and the lines. And don't get me wrong, AI is not going away. It is
and it's phenomenal, but how we use it.
It's phenomenal. It's a great tool and we love it. And we get so excited with using Claude and stuff at the moment. It's like the best thing ever. But it's also, that's where I think when you come in and we have coaches that are so vulnerable the way you were, you broke down, you settled your stuff, and everyone in that group resonated that day with you.
Yeah.
They were feeling exactly the same way, but you just had enough guts to say it.
Yeah. And then put it on social media, because of course. And that's the thing. It was that everybody was like, me too. And that's what you need. You know, we all know this stuff. We're not dumb. It's like shame feeds in the dark, right? But it's so sneaky and so tricky that we always say, oh, I can't say that. We always come up against that, right?
Yep.
I know we're not supposed to use the word always, but it is. It's every time.
It's the story. It's the story that we've created. But that's why you have to challenge the fucking story.
100%.
And this is why, guys, I say it a million times. The mind is designed to keep you safe. It is consistently thinking negative.
Yeah.
You have to train the muscle to break through that because it wants to protect you.
Yeah.
And fear is a protection.
Yeah.
Anxiety, depression, they're a protection of self.
100%.
It's not comfortable doing things that we don't want to do, but we can see the beautiful life over here, but it's going to take to go through all the shit.
But I don't want to actually go through the crap. Yeah. And it's like, the thing with coming into the group, Kirsty, is when all the girls in there and guys are in there saying, me too, oh my God, thank you for saying that. It's enough validation. Well, for me personally, it's enough validation because immediately I hopped in the car immediately after that call and did that video saying, I'm fucking drawing a line in the sand. You don't talk to me unless we're paying each other money, or you're paying me money. You know what I mean? I was like, that's it. I've been undercharging and thinking I'm doing it from a space of being kind, but I'm not. I'm doing it from enabling. And so it was like, you know what? All of a sudden it hit me like a ton of bricks in the head.
Yep.
I am holding you back. How dare I?
Yep.
Oh my God, I just got massive goosebumps.
Yep. Full shivers.
Yeah, because I was like, I'm holding my clients back because I'm not showing my own worth and value.
Yes.
So everything's changed. Like that moment was the pivotal moment. And there was another week of like deep,
where we're going back and forth, like,
Yeah.
we were in each other's DMs and saying stuff, and you were like, oh my God, I've just had this realization.
Yes.
It's coming from this money stream.
I was crying a lot.
Yeah, it was crying, and you were going back and forth. And then there was this moment, and we'll get to the bro class you did with bro.
Yeah.
But I was in a boot, and I was doing all my deep healing because I was like, I needed a week away from everyone, and I was falling apart and all the things as well. And this is why we all resonate with all the things, right?
Exactly.
And I was there, and I remember exactly where I was. I was sitting on the bed, and you were like, man, I wish I could do that. That's what I need. I need a week away. I need to do these things. And I said, just do it. And you were like, Kirsty.
Fuck off, Kirsty. Yeah.
Kirsty, I don't think you realized, like, when I said I was bad in the group, like, I am bad, and I'm bad in this, and this. And you labeled all of the financial things you were going through.
Yeah.
And I wrote, let's change that.
Yes.
That's all I wrote. Let's
Correct.
change that.
You didn't buy into the story.
Nope.
You didn't try and convince me. You just said, let's change that. And I was like, okay.
Yep. And then that's exactly what happened.
And now here I am.
Yep.
And I'm literally here to spend a week in a boot.
This is literally, guys, a week later.
Yeah.
Now, this is how quickly things can change. And we're going to go into how things quickly change.
Yeah.
But let me just put into context, how much money did you make with a week later?
Yeah.
How much money did you make?
$19,096.
Guys, a week before, in the grass, frustrated, fucked off with life.
Yeah.
And because we energetically changed. We shifted.
was. And
we got her out of her own way. And then she did that post like, oi, I've been fucking undercharging. I've been giving this away. I've been doing this. I'm not doing this anymore. And guess what? Energy loves boss bitches.
Yeah. It loves certainty.
And it loves certainty.
Yeah.
It loves like standing up.
Yeah.
And guess what? She then attracted people that were like, I want that.
Like I
need
was
that.
selling a group program to a client and she was like, I think I need more one-on-one. And I was like, oh, bro, okay, well, you can have one-on-one and these are the prices. And she was like, oh, I didn't realize that was an option. And I was like, what the fuck am I doing if you don't know that's the option?
Yes.
You know what I mean? So
Yep.
much reflection. And I do want to say as well, because in the coaching space, it's all like, oh, I made $20,000 and everything's great. It's not. I have to continue that now. That got me out of the shit. It got me here. I had to make some hard choices. Even I said to you like 2 days ago, should I be booking this trip to Bali or should I be fucking paying off other things? And it's like, I just know, I know deep in me that this break, I am so ready for it.
You need it. You need it. You want it, and you're ready to surrender to it. And just before you made that 19,000, so that it was only 2 days prior to you made that whole amount.
Yeah.
But it was, you messaged me, you're like, holy shit, I've just made 3,000, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's just got me out of the green line. I said, okay.
3, 6, 20.
And then I said to you, okay, cool. No, now we don't stop. We're going to make 10. And you're like, okay.
Yeah.
And then it just kept
By
going.
that night, it was 6.
Yeah, by that night, it was 6. And then the next
day
night,
it was
that's
20.
when it went up to 20.
Yeah.
And you're like, whoa, 20 is my new normal.
Correct.
That is how quickly
Yeah.
shit can change. So let's talk about what happened that week and how did the things change? Like, what were you doing?
Yeah, good. I really want to dig into this because I am the practical girl. I'm like, I've bought every course. I've done every strategy, right? And so I'd be like, what am I doing wrong? And I had depleted all of that. So I was like, this has to be energy. And I've been here before. I've gone to energy before and I know that it works. But again, our brain's very quick to go, what do you need to do more of?
Yep.
So I had to be very disciplined around this is an energy thing. How do I get in the energy? So obviously I showed up on the calls, on the group calls. I also I started a little 21-day challenge of my own, which was to slow the fuck down.
Yep.
Nature every day, taking social media off my screens every night and just being able to sort of stop and come back to myself. So there was a lot of realizations. I did a lot of shadow work as well. Like, what am I actually doing this for? What do I create this? What do I get from it? Right? And then I did the class with Bo, which I just showed up because he said something about shifting beliefs. And I was like, okay. I didn't even really know what the belief was. But when I went through the belief change, it was like, I'm laughing because when we did the belief change, the proof that I have that is untrue is fucking hilarious. I was like, what am I even doing? But it's so unconscious, isn't it? So, when it was all brought to the consciousness, and I know Bo was on the class like, why are you laughing? That's your new norm, Nicky. When you think about that, you laugh. And I have laughed every day at it since. Like, are you fucking kidding me? So it was all energetics. It was all what you guys say, people first, business second. And that's why I'm here in Ubud as well, because I'm going to go and like let this come out of my body. You know 100%. What I mean? Like,
and that's where you get to have that somatic release. You have those emotional shifts. And also around the belief that you had. What was the belief that you had?
That I'm too stupid.
Isn't it interesting?
So my belief was I'm stupid. So I'm too stupid to be in rooms where I don't belong. So I can't have conversations with people. I can't run a business. And do you know, Kirsty, like I have been given so much feedback in the world that is not true. People are always telling me that I'm smart enough. Like when I started to write the practical stuff, it was like, oh, went to uni, got high distinctions all the way through. Won all the awards in a business coaching group that I was in. Got the highest ROI in the group. What the fuck am I doing?
Spoken like, some of the most amazing corporate rooms.
Events, yeah, exactly. Like, got called on to go to things, but
people have actually come to you and said, "Hey, can you be a coach in my container?
Yeah.
Can you come and speak at my event?"
Yeah.
People don't ask stupid people that.
Exactly. And then, I mean, and I would say to someone else this, so I say to my kids all the time, don't judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree. That's not my quote, but I use it all the time.
I love that.
Yeah, and because your kids understand it, right? Yeah. Because I always say...
That's the best quote ever.
I know, right? Because my kids are also smart, but in different areas and different ways. But I hadn't turned that mirror onto myself. And so... yeah, that landed really hard. And I was like, all right, like I just feel such an energetic shift. It's one of those things that you can't put into words or you can't explain, but I'm fucking different now.
Yeah, 100% different now. And, you know, for everyone that was in the group and they're just like, holy shit, oh my God, what did you do? What's happening? Like, you know, everyone's so invested. That's what I love about Way Brew Success.
Yes.
Everyone's so invested
really
in each other.
Yeah.
And no competition. Everyone wants everyone to win.
Yeah.
Like that's like...
which I was nervous about. I won't lie. I was nervous about it at the start. Everyone says that. Not everyone does that.
Yes.
And I've had like 2 experiences in 2 different groups where it is the case. And I'm like, okay, beautiful. How do we create more of that?
Yeah.
Because they genuinely are so fucking happy for you.
Yeah.
And it's like,
that's all I've ever wanted is to have everyone come to the top.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like I have spent, you know, and this is probably where it all sort of come because Jenna in our group also, she had known me 10, 15 years ago in the personal training on a wine site. And, you know, she brought up about, you know, my ability to have community and things like that, you know, and then it got me thinking, like, every single thing in my life, like, I was always so scared to be left out in school, and I was left out in different groups and things like that. So then I literally built up to become the popular girl at school. So then I could then bring in all the people into my world, and I'd never exclude anyone. I would let the people that weren't popular in. I would talk to them. I'd have lunch with everybody, you know. I made sure that when I left school, I was the first person to go flatting, and I had, you know, I was renting, and everyone could have parties at my house.
Yeah.
And so I've always been a leader. Even when I was in my drug and alcohol stages, I was a leader.
Yeah.
You know, I was never influenced to do drugs and alcohol. I was the leader in that. I would have been bringing everybody
follow
else.
Me,
yeah,
guys.
follow me. Like,
I've got the goods.
Then I'm like, oh, that's probably not the best path to be in. Like, you know,
maybe don't follow me that way.
Change directions. Like, maybe that shouldn't be you. And I think that's you too.
Yeah, but that's so funny because mine was, remember the belief before the belief was I don't belong in these rooms?
Yes.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And you know, Rachel in our group, who's like the fanciest girl in Perth, knows everybody. Yeah. And then when we met in Dubai, and I was like, oh my God, she wants to be my friend. Like, why does she want to be my friend? Like, this is a question that I'm like, why do they like me? I don't get it. But it's like, she's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know what I mean? And when she said, you've got a VIP ticket to the VIP rooms, my body recoils. And that was the thing I had to break through. It's like, no, I do belong in those groups. The bullying for me made me go the other way. I made groups that were like in secret, like behind the scenes. We don't need them.
Yeah.
Like, we'll stay back here, you know? And it's like, no, if I'm going to do this the way I want to do it, if I'm going to have the impact I want to have, then I have to be in the front.
100%.
Yeah.
And you as a coach is fucking phenomenal. Like when you're
that's
that's probably the most frustrating thing about this whole thing is that when you're in the power of coaching, your feedback is phenomenal.
Yeah. And my retention rate is outstanding.
It's huge.
And like, it's just, do you know what happened? Like, since we had that conversation and the belief change, I've just been waffling. So this happened like right at the beginning when I used to say I just waffle and people listen, and I just didn't take it seriously. But it's just there's just a connection there with my speech. And I put a video up the other day and I put like explicit language warning on it, and my kid goes, "Wow, Mum, you must have sworn a lot if you said it was explicit." and it's like, you know, I was talking about Friday, fuck it Friday, like chuck it in the fuck it bucket. And I said, fuck so many times, sorry.
It's okay.
But people are like, oh, Nicky, I saw your video and I'm interested in the thing. And I'm like, yeah, see, I just need to show up and be myself and stop trying to be anything.
Yes.
Like when you say like all this fakeness, that's where I was. In the middle phase, I was trying to get it right.
Yeah.
And whenever I try to get it right, it's not me.
Well, and then what happens? You become broke.
You become broke.
Because
exactly.
your broke mindset, your broke frustration.
Feel it.
Yeah,
like,
and you're broke on all levels because you're pissed off with yourself. You know, like all of those things are happening.
Yeah.
And so one thing I also want to talk about, like when we started like doing the money stories and stuff around everything.
Oh, yeah.
And then what was your money stories from your dad? Like talk a little bit about that.
So let's just preface this with, I have done so many money stories. I've done so much work around this. I've done programs that are specifically geared to this, and this belief has never come out, right? So I don't know, it was the, serendipity or the sequence of beautiful events that made it all happen in the right time. But I had this realization that I remember my dad saying, and I don't even remember, for some reason, I think I'm in a roadhouse on the Nullarbor. We spent a lot of time traveling as a kid. But I remember my dad talking about my brother who always keeps money, and talking negatively about my brother who always keeps money, but not Nicky. Nicky will give you her last dollar. Nicky will give you the shirt off her back. And I can sort of see, like I said, this is obviously not factual, but it felt like something clicked in my brain. Oh, that's what it means to be good.
Yeah.
And I'm very good. I was a very good girl. I did what I was told. And you want the approval of your parents. And so, my dad probably doesn't even remember saying that. He would have no malice, no intention with it whatsoever. But I've made this belief. So what I've done is, what I can see the pattern being is that I believe that if I give you my services cheaper, I'm good. I'm a good person and I'll go to heaven.
Yep.
And if I don't, if I give you my last dollar, and if I, like, seriously, the guy that's driving me here today, he's complaining because there hasn't been a lot of tourism. And I'm like, how can I give him more money? And I was like, Nicky, you teach him to make that money. You don't give him money.
But see how your natural mind is to give the money away.
100%.
Because you've got the money and you want to give it away. So it's not feeling comfortable,
correct,
Nicky having the money. And one thing you said, like, yesterday on call, knowing that you were coming here, you're like, oh, I'm starting to feel not good about this. I'm starting to feel not good about this because the thing is with her patterns is that Nicky can make money. It's a very different strategy for making money to keeping money.
Correct.
Now, Nicky can make money when she needs to.
I've done it before.
Yeah, I've done it before. I've done it a million times.
Yeah.
One time she made $45,000 and she
bought a washing machine.
Do you know what? I
thought I was over that. I really thought I was over it. And then this has brought it all up again. And that's how I was like, I need to go do my own healing. Yep. I've been listening to meditations every night on deserving and abundance, because it's not about making the money. It's about keeping the money and doing what the fuck I want with the money.
That's exactly right. And doing the money, having the money for you.
Yeah.
Because you're not used to doing that because of those patterns, those beliefs that were so ingrained. And this is why it's like, we always talk about like trauma with our parents and stuff like that. It's not necessarily that our parents, like we might have had other parents that didn't do, DV and all of that kind of stuff. Yeah. But it's the unconscious patterns that their belief systems, same with my parents 100%. As well, that we're now spending our whole life trying to break those fucking patterns.
Yeah.
And it's so...
Look how good I am. Yes. Look how good I am, Dad. Yep. And you know what? When I made that 45K, my dad was the first person I rang. He is such a champion for me to have money, but the belief is deeper than that, isn't it? So like I said...
It's not conscious, it's unconscious.
Not conscious.
Yep.
And I wouldn't have been able to tell you this 2 weeks ago. Yep. Absolutely. And it really was, like, I can't stress enough, you guys. It really was. Just keep doing the work. Keep going where it's uncomfortable. Keep leaning into that part. And you don't need to know.
That's exactly right. You don't need to know all the answers, but you got to keep fucking pushing through. Yeah. And so when you were having that icky feeling, like, thank goodness you booked the flights, because also the
only
flights...
because of my daughter, really.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm going to talk about you and your daughter in a minute as well, because her daughter is fucking... Phenomenal. Fantastic. And because she's a mirror of Nicky. Nicky made her who she wanted to be.
Correct.
That's what I feel like I'm going to cry on that.
Yeah, I know.
Not even my daughter. And I think, and this is another thing, like, I'm so emotionally invested in my clients because we are getting, we're in the patterns. So, like watching, there's no better ROI for me than my clients getting the fuck out of their own way and doing the thing they said they were going to do and being proud of themselves.
It almost feels better than your win, doesn't it?
Oh,
like when I see a client break through, I cry. I don't cry in front of them, but I secretly cry and feel like the proudest. It's almost better than when you win.
100%, because watching you come to me and being like, oh my God, I know where the money pattern's coming from now. Like, it's just dropped in, I've got it. Then doing that stuff with Bo and then going, holy shit, she just said yes. And I was like, of course she said yes. It
because
was always
do you know
there.
what the feeling was that night? Everyone in the group was like, fuck yeah, boss bitch, you're amazing. Do you know what the feeling I had laying in bed? I was like, yeah, of course it was 20 grand. And that's how I know it's shifted.
Yeah.
I wasn't sad. I wasn't crying. I wasn't grateful. I wasn't like, oh my God, I just did this thing. I was like, yeah, of course I did.
Of course.
Like, this is what's next.
But then it's the next pattern of going, well, now I deserve it and I can keep it.
And it's keeping on coming.
And keeping on coming and doing the things that felt uncomfortable. Like, today you're like, I didn't know if I was going to do this podcast.
Correct.
I didn't know if I wanted to go there. Yeah. And I think this is one of the most beautiful things, and the reason why you are so successful in your own right is because you're still, even though you don't want to, and guys, please listen to this, she doesn't want to do this. There's so many things that she has resistance.
Correct. She
feels sick. Like she was on a call yesterday going, I booked the tickets, but now I've got resistance. Yeah. Now I'm going, I shouldn't be doing this. This is wrong, because the programming is so much deeper than the conscious.
I felt like a naughty little girl. What did I say? I felt like I was going to go behind the shed and have a cigarette. Like, I feel like a naughty girl. Like, how dare you do that? Like, you're being selfish in some way. And again, that's a culmination of beliefs. And when you have a belief, you look for proof that it's true.
Yes.
So honest to God, both my parents and everyone in my life will be like, fuck you, go girl. But I still feel like that little girl who's in trouble. Yeah. So that's for me to work on.
That's exactly right. Yeah. And that's your guilt and shame. Those are your patterns.
Yeah.
And, and we can keep blaming the world for all the fucking things, or we can do the work and go, I don't want to live like this anymore.
Exactly. And the shadow work is the most uncomfortable thing, but it's the most powerful thing. Like you said to me yesterday, when I said one of my patterns is watch out, they're using you. Well, where are you doing that, Nicky? And I was like, ouch. Why would you be so cruel?
I know. And that's the difference between I love my clients, but I'm not always there to be your friend.
Not at all. We don't need a friend. Friends just tell you, yes, you're right, you're amazing,
right.
Which we need from friends. We don't need from coaches.
And I always say, I'm like, you know what, your friends have been lying to you your whole life. I'm not here to lie to you.
No.
And when we're projecting shit, and when you see someone like, saying a lot of things, you're like, but that's because they do that.
Correct.
You know, because I remember so many people saying things to me in my life. I'm like, that is wild to think like that.
Why would you even think people would do that?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. It's
because you do that, and
but on the flip side of that, Kirsty, you're a hard-ass coach with us the way we need it, but you also like champion us like never before. You know what I mean? You don't champion us in a fake way. Like there's a cheer squad and there's you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Where you're like, yes, you can. Like when I came back in, you were like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Where have you gone? And I was like, oh, okay. And just kept bringing me out. So lots of risks, lots of stuff that I look back on and go, my God, I can't believe I said that or did that or whatever. But it's like, take the risk. And if I take the risk in a way that's going to be detrimental to me, you go, get that down right now. Yeah. What the fuck is that? Nicky.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, cool. So there's a really nice, like I always say, there's a really nice balance of tough love and beautiful cheering on,
Yeah.
And that's what the magic is.
I think that's where you have a coach that can see all sides.
Yeah.
And also that is a coach that's done the work, that is not afraid for you not to like me for a moment.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not afraid for you to come back and be like, you know what, you're a fucking bitch. That's okay.
I said on my retreat on Sunday, one of my clients was saying she's worried if she be her true self that people won't like her. And I said, well, last week you didn't like me, and now you do like me.
Yeah.
And so it's a real, like it's what's the word, relative, isn't it?
100%.
Yeah.
It's one thing to have a business or even the best product or service, but let's be real, when no-face Jackie 32 jumps on Instagram throwing those nasty comments and you make it mean something about you, it doesn't matter how good your business is, you will crumble. That's why you need us.
Welcome to We Breathe Success, the ultimate experience for aspiring business owners, entrepreneurs and coaches who are ready to break through to the next level.
Hi, I'm Kirsty Waddingham.
And I'm Bo Drury.
We're not just any mindset business mentorship. We are the world's best when it comes to mindset, breakthrough, and transformation.
Our approach combines breakthrough breathwork, powerful mindset techniques, manifestation, and strategic business coaching, setting you up for each week for success and action.
If you're truly serious about unlocking explosive growth, you're in the right place.
Success starts with one essential foundation, your mindset. Without it, even the best business strategies will fall apart.
That's why we go deeper than traditional coaching. We offer advanced biohacking and mindset reprogramming.
Your network is your net worth. and now you have access to ours. With all of this, success isn't just a possibility, it's your only option.
We're here to help you break through your old limits, step into extraordinary success, and create unstoppable momentum for growth. We cover it all: mindset, somatic strategy, community, and connection.
So are you ready to be the leader, visionary, and powerhouse that you were meant to be? Click the link below. Let's book a call.
You know, and I think that's also the reason why you are who you are. Like, we're a mirror of each other.
Oh, so much.
You know, and like, you know, the other week we were in a group and someone said something and I said, oh, you know, yeah, I used to run a social media business and I was doing this, and you're like, what the fuck?
I was on those stages.
Yes,
How did we not meet each other?
Yeah.
How we must have just it was a sliding doors moment, babe. Seriously.
And it's crazy because, you know, you look at me and Bo, we were in each other's lives for 7 years.
Yeah.
Walking past, not liking each other, being okay, you're right, blocking. Yeah. All of this. Yeah. And then one day it just aligned.
Yeah, exactly.
Same with you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and like I said, when I first seen you, and I remember seeing you and Heidi Anderson, and it might have been Cass, at the Aronson Sony.
Oh yeah, I sat next to Heidi. I don't remember Cass being there, but I remember sitting next to Heidi.
There was someone
and
else
thinking
with
she
you.
was a celebrity, going like, oh God.
Yeah, but you and her, and there was another girl, were all running in and laughing, and you were all the same.
I was very big.
And I was like, I wish I was with those guys.
Oh,
like, you
that's
know,
so cool.
And it's so interesting because then you end up being in my container.
Yeah.
And the flip of the switch.
Yeah, 100%.
You know?
It's like I said, part of me when I started was like, oh, I feel so shit because you went fast and I slowed down. You know, with good reason, but it's like, this is where the ego has to sit down. Sit down. Just sit down, because you could see me who I truly was, and that was the only thing I needed. I didn't need coaches with strategy. I needed someone who knew me beyond what I was showing the world.
Exactly, you know? Right. And I think that was like, I remember the first one-on-one I had with you, and I was just like, and you're like,
I remember it too.
You're like, whoa, what is going on? You know,
I had a lot of like, are you sure?
Yeah. And it was like, you know, because you were saying a lot of things and I was seeing a different side.
Yeah.
You know, and that is where the shadow, all of the ego and all of that kind of stuff as well. It's like, you know, I've been in having meetings with people and we're strategizing for a VA company, and 45 minutes in, I'm like, do you even want to do this?
Yeah.
You know, and then she was like, not really.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, but why are you doing it? Because it was the right, safe next step.
Yeah. These people told her to.
Yep. Because
and it made sense, right?
It made sense.
Yeah.
And that's, again, the mindset likes logic.
Yes.
You're constantly trying to find the logic.
It pacifies the mind, doesn't it? It's like, okay, good. I always say your mind wants you to stay in the cave. Like we're speaking about primal instinct. It wants you to stay in the cave. You will wither away and die, and they'll find your bones in that cave. You need to be courageous enough to get out and go and find food and find water and find people. Like, you know.
100%. So you're in Bali. So we've made it to Bali.
I'm in Bali.
And what are we doing? What's the goal here? What are you doing here?
The goal is fucking like go deep. So I can feel that I've done a lot of work here, and I can, you know, my conscious mind has caught up and my identity's caught up, but I feel like there's something that is not quite, my heart needs to be cracked open. Yep. So I'm, like I said, tonight I'm going straight up to Ubud, booked in for a 90-minute massage tonight. Fuck yes. And then tomorrow I'm doing like sound and light healing. I'm doing some kind of like cellular regeneration thing, and then I'm doing a death meditation.
Okay, so the death meditation is my favorite.
Yeah.
So I have, there's only on.
It called me so hard.
It's only on once a week.
The ego needs to die.
It is only on once a week. So you're so lucky that you are going to that. So I went to my first death meditation, and I was like, this is last year when I was going through another dramatic stage.
Yeah.
And it was one of the most amazing sessions I ever had. I loved it. And then I went again and I took Bo. And he was like, wow, that's amazing. So I'm so happy you're going to death meditation.
I feel like I need to grieve the part of me that did all of that. I feel like I need to grieve the girl that was just trying so hard to be loved and approved of and to rescue the whole world, and then complain about carrying the world on her back. You know what I mean? I just feel like I need to grieve her and let her go. And like, honestly, I turned 50 this year, and I genuinely feel like...
And if you're seeing this on YouTube, guys, 50, check out the chick. She's... Ow! Her beautiful arms and her glistening top.
It's good. I got good genes. I've got good Dutch genes. Yeah.
Good work, parents.
But yeah, like I feel like I'm 50 and I'm just born. I feel like it's like, oh my God, now I get to be like, I remember the girl that I was at 3, 4, 5, and I feel like she's back. You know what I mean? And it's like, holy fuck. Like, what's possible from there, Kirsty? Like,
100%.
That's what I mean. There are tears that need to come out.
Yeah. And you are energetically not a typical 50-year-old.
Not at all.
You know, like.
My kids are like, it's you, Mum. When I was dating, I go, everyone my age is old. And they go, it's not them, it's you.
Yeah, 100%. And let's just talk about your daughter for a second.
Yeah,
so your daughter is phenomenal. Like, it wasn't until a few months ago that you started posting your kids. Yeah. And me and Bo, me and Bo going like, bro, have you seen her kids? They're so cool.
They are
and I was like, no. And then I went on the thing and I was like, whoa, that's so cool.
So cool. All of them, yeah.
And they've all been, and it comes from an incredible mum and leader to allow your kids to be everything they want to be and not what society told them.
Correct.
And that's because you have been not only working on breaking through your own shit, but making sure that shit wasn't going to them.
Oh, 1,000,000%. I wouldn't have gone this hard. I never thought I would be a mother. I was always like, I'm a career girl. I'll never be a mum. And I am the best mum. And I worked really hard at that. And then they were like 0 years old, 0, 2 and 4. I started doing parenting courses to break the patterns. And this is where I had to kind of pull away from my own parents because they were like, what the fuck? We did nothing wrong. And I'm like, no, you didn't do anything wrong, but there are patterns, you know, and I'm going to break them. And I did. And my number one thing is, like I said to you the other day, I raised Holly with all of the freedom that I wanted to be myself. And she literally, when she was in primary school, I would say to her, it's okay to set a boundary. So she would say, I don't want to go to that girl's house tonight. And I would have to die on the inside because my mum would have said, make an excuse. You know, of course, most people would make an excuse. And I'd have to model that for her because I made the commitment that she's allowed to make a boundary.
Yes.
So I would say, I'm sorry, Holly's allowed to say no, she doesn't want to come. And then I'd fucking die.
And isn't it funny because you're still...
I still can't do it for myself.
Yeah, you still can't do it for yourself, but also you used her like... Holly said, instead of you just going like, no, she's not going to come, you then still use that because it felt still icky.
Well, no, because I wanted her to stand in that being okay.
Yes.
I would take the bullet any day of the week. But I want her to know that when you do that and people are uncomfortable, it's not about you. Yes. And she does it so hard now that sometimes I'm like, fucking teach me your ways, Buddha. So
isn't that interesting? Because like the other day you were talking about, you guys were in the car and you were having this conversation and something happened. And literally, so she is the therapist. She's mirroring back to you all the confidence
that I gave her,
that you gave her, that you wanted for yourself.
Correct.
And she's Nicky 2.0, strong as fuck, and so self-assured.
So self-assured and just even recently
and got the coolest fashion.
Coolest fashion. She's going to be the most famous girl in the world. Bro, seriously. She's doing so well. I know. And you know why that is? Because when I was little, I was like, I grew up in a farm in a country town and I was quite boyish and wanted to be, I was raised around all boys, but my mum wanted me to be this pretty little girl. You know, of course she did. I was a beautiful little blonde haired thing, you know. And so when Holly was little, I would let her wear whatever the fuck she wanted. So she had 3 different coloured socks on and 7 skirts. I was like, you rock it, sister. And now she just is herself. You know what I mean? She's just landed. And seeing her go through her U12 formal and all the girls freaking out, not her. And I'm like, fuck, I was not like that at that age. But I'm also like, you're my greatest prodigy. But also, like, I don't say these things to her because it's for her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she definitely reflects it back to me. Like when I was like, oh, I don't know, should I go to Bali or should I do this? Yes, Mum, I think you should go. She's just like, you've been working too hard. Like, it's time to go. I'm like, she's just so certain and solid and just like cool as fuck.
Yeah. But that's because of you.
Yeah.
And again, that's your leadership. Yeah. And sometimes, you know, we pour in, well, especially our type of personality, we pour a lot into others to build them up.
Yes.
Because we know what it's like.
Oh my God. And do you know what, Kirsty, that's what would have hit me. So I've sacrificed a lot for my kids, as in when we got divorced, that's when my business shut down because I became like, I'm here if you need me, netball mum.
Yeah.
And I did. And I wouldn't say, I never would have described it as sacrifice. It was just, I want to make sure you guys are okay because you didn't choose this. We chose it, right?
Yeah.
But recently, like it's been reflected back with my eldest son, Ben, is very emotionally intelligent as well. And he was like, all we want is for you to be happy. We don't care about the house. We don't care about the dinner on the table. We don't care about all the things that society says you need. They want you to be happy.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And like what a mind-dropping thing that is. And I remember with my 2 kids, I brought my kids through private school.
Yes.
No child support from their dads whatsoever. It was all me.
Yep.
And I did it purely because I want to be like, fuck you.
Yep.
I will do it all myself. I can do it myself, blah, blah, and
Yeah.
I don't need a man and all that stuff. And I really prided myself on all of those things. Had the house, the car, the kids went to private schools. I'd come home from offshore, anything they wanted, blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? They didn't want their mum working away.
Yeah.
And they fucking hated private school.
Yeah.
All they wanted to do was go to public school.
So
They hated
funny,
it.
Isn't it? We thought we were doing the right thing. We wanted better for them than what we had.
That's exactly right. And my thing is what I've always said to everyone, I didn't put my kids in private school for them that I thought they were going to be rocket science or doctors, whatever. I was putting them into groups.
Same.
And to higher quality networking. And that's what I've done in my life. Like,
and I stand by that.
Yeah, and we paid to go in better rooms and investing in ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, so we understood from a very young age that the power in investing in rooms.
That's true. I hadn't thought about that, actually. That's very true. Because I used to always say, I would get criticism saying they're not academic, take them out. And I was like, they're not there for the academia.
Yep.
They're there for the network.
100%.
And they're protected there as well. They don't know. Like, Holly wants to go to public school, and I was like, you'll die there, right?
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And that's exactly actually what happened to Noah. When he was in one school, he was totally accepted for who he was because Noah's gay.
Beautiful.
And back then bisexual, gay, blah.
Yeah.
Then when he wanted to go out and we moved and we went to one school, he was there 3 days and was bullied. And Noah's a very strong, confident kid. He always has been able to, very certain in himself. Yeah. And I'd gone out for a walk with Harvey. Harvey was only a few months old and came home and he was sitting at the front crying. I was like, what's wrong?
Who do I need to kill?
Yeah. And he was like, blah, blah, some stuff. And I was like, you're never going back.
Get out.
Yep. I made that decision right then. That wasn't me going, you're not going to be able to handle the world, blah, blah. I was like, that was a shitty environment, shitty school, blah, blah. And I knew that. And at the end of the day, I was like, I'm not putting my kid through that.
No.
And
that's so good, Kirsty, because I got the criticism as well. They need to be resilient. And like now, I used to always say, I'll tell you in 10 years whether I've done the right thing or not. I fucking did. Mm-hmm. You're welcome.
100%.
Yeah, because like the resilience now that my 3 children show, each of them had a different thing. Like, I pulled Owen out of school completely.
Yep.
Holly's gone out to get an apprenticeship. Ben went all the way through, you know what I mean? But it's like the criticism that I got was, you're pampering them. They need to be more resilient. They need to go through hard things. Bitch, they did.
Yeah.
And they handled it like champions. That's why you can't see it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And so I think we can see that from a different perspective.
Yeah.
If I was just like, it's okay, like harden up, blah, blah, like, things will change. I knew the school was bad. The school had a bad reputation.
100%.
So I'm not going to put my son in there again to have the same sort of experience. He's now 15 and works in our company.
Yeah, exactly.
And
brilliant.
And pre to that, he was doing online schooling. And guess what? We just went to Japan and he just went and caught up with a friend that he met online in Japan and he went and hung out for 2 days with her.
Right?
Different world.
Yeah.
And we're giving them experiences and we understand the level of things that other
we
people
actually
don't.
know where that leads in the future. Yeah. And we're not doing it in a way that's you should. We're doing it in a way that here's the opportunity.
100%.
Yeah.
So let's just finish this off with one more thing. I want to ask you, where is Nicky going at the end of this year? Where do we see Nicky ending up in December this year? Where is she? What is she doing? How many people has she got in a container? Go.
Oh my God. Well, obviously I am a millionaire by the end of this year.
100%.
Like that's just
it's
done.
in the cards,
It's written in the sand.
Yep.
Yes, exactly. When I very first started my coaching business, I had a visualization of standing on a stage in front of thousands of people. That's what this year will be.
Yep.
I'll be on tour with you guys on all the stages. And how many people will be in my container? I think we'll be hitting the 100.
100%.
Yeah.
And what is your container? How do people get in contact with you? How do they find you?
Yeah, cool. So we should say that. I'm a really good coach. We should say that. I'm really good at selling.
Yeah.
So social media is the best way. Get in touch with me. Instagram, message, absolutely. Like go watch my shit. If I'm too
What's your Instagram handle?
At Nicky _ _official.
Yeah, and we'll put it in the show notes as well.
Yeah, beautiful.
So first of all, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on today.
Yay.
You're absolutely amazing. You've inspired
First time,
everybody.
second guess.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And who would have thought that last week you would be here? Like
exactly.
This is like just a full circle moment for you to be sitting here and going, I'm now going to Ubud.
Yeah.
The very place that you said, I wish I could do that.
Yeah, exactly. And even just coming back into Bali though, like running my first retreat here last October, since that time, babe, I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
You kind of need to come back on the ground to realize how far you've come.
Yeah. And another thing for everyone to hear this, like, slowing down is a strategy.
Oh, mate, it is the strategy.
It is the strategy. And that is why we are so heavy on you first, business second.
Yeah.
Because do you know that I could have pushed Nicky to all levels last week,
Yeah.
but it was nothing about her strategy. She's a great coach. She knows strategy. She knows marketing. She knows all the things. None of that would have mattered because Nicky didn't believe that she was worth it and that money.
I needed that. I needed to be that painful. I needed to be that stubborn about it to really hit that truth because you've seen me do this before. You've seen me make big amounts before and then pull back. You've seen me go in, get to the ledge and then step back, right? Not dive off the board. And this time it was like, bitch, there's no other way to go.
And the whole thing here is that we always talk about, like, you know, making the money is one thing, holding the money is the second thing. And now the fact that she's here in Bali doing something for herself, she'll make $1,000 more money coming in the next couple of weeks because she's slowing down.
Yeah.
Her energy is going to be changing. She's going to break through some patterns that she doesn't even know that is there yet.
Yeah, exactly.
She hasn't met Mickey. She hasn't met Nicky on Saturday yet.
Exactly.
And that's going to be a different version. And that's how quickly you upgrade. That's how quickly you get out of your own way. It's how quickly you shift and change because you're willing to put in the work.
Yeah, I'll take that 100%. Yeah. And congratulations. This is the last version of me you'll see on Saturday. We'll see what comes out.
100%. Thank you so much for taking the time she literally jumped off the plane to get straight here. Jeez, it hasn't even gone to accommodation yet. She's literally got the plane
here.
And this is how
airplane hair.
Yeah, exactly right. And she looks hot as fuck, guys. Hot as fucking 50 in a sparkly top. And like she comes in, she's like, I gotta get changed. Like,
I need the sparkles. Yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much for coming in here, and thank you for being you. Consistently being authentic, and thank you for being an actual real motherfucker in this space and showing up. So yeah, thank you so much.
And thank you, babe. I just want to share one thing that when I went to Dubai with you guys, my thing is if I'm naughty, I'm ostracized, like silence treatment and shut out. And what I've got from you and Bo is no matter how naughty I am, like if I love you, I hate you, whatever, you're there. You still love me. And that was just a pivotal moment for me. So the container that you guys hold as well is game changing.
Thank you so much. Thank you. We appreciate that. Well, guys, thank you for another episode of Spill the Tea with Kirsty and Bo and the beautiful Nicky. We'll have all of her information in the show notes. Please get in contact with her. Follow her on social media. She is an absolute phenomenal coach. Very, very good at what she does. And she's going to blow your mind with all the things she does anyway. So get in her world. Big love. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.